Arun sir, Arani this side.
Yeah.
You talked about workload management being critical to form this pool of fast bowlers. Going ahead with so much of T20 cricket, one day cricket, and Test cricket, do you see the need to have different sets of bowlers for different formats? Because there's a lot of work that goes into just Preet or a Mohammad Shami right now. To maintain that, do you think that India could look at things that way, that we need three sets of or two sets of bowlers for different formats?
Absolutely. Not only the volume of cricket that our country is playing, it also remaining in the bubble and playing is not. It's not. I can guarantee that it's not very easy to be in the bubble and keep playing throughout the year. They do need sufficient breaks, because I think even the mental health is going to be very, very important going forward. And this is going to be the norm for us, at least for the next 1 year or 2 years. So it is important that we have in our country, we have a very, very good pool of fast bowlers. There is enough talent in our country, so we can afford to field different teams for different formats. That way, it's not only also we understanding the different talent that is available, also it keeps our bowlers mentally and physically very, very fresh.
Gopal Krishnan Vishwanath.
Bharat sir, would you say that the IPL was the perfect practice going into the T20 World Cup? You talked about workload management. The fast bowlers have been playing for their different franchises, and then so would you? I'm not saying that you blame, but can it be held as a factor?
You mean the IPL?
Yeah, just after the IPL, the workload, you talked about workload management. Just after the IPL, the T20 World Cup happened. So do you see that the fast bowlers, especially talking about the fast bowlers?
See, again, it's definitely being on the road for 6 months is a huge ask. I think the players haven't gone home ever since they had a short break after the last IPL, and they are in a bubble for the last 6 months. And I think that takes a huge toll. So very specific to your question, maybe a short break between the IPL and the World Cup would have done a lot of good for these boys.
Hi, Bharat. You just were talking about all the achievements which the Indian team have had this year, especially the wins in Australia, reaching the final of the World Test Championship, and obviously the series in England. Given all that, how would you describe the mood now that on a T20 World Cup we are on the verge of probably being eliminated or at the mercy of another team's result? How would you describe the mood in the camp?
Obviously, we are a very good side. We were the tournament favorites when we did start, but it was most unfortunate that we lost the first 2 games, and that put us in a very precarious situation that we are in today. Obviously, we are expecting to qualify. We are backing Afghanistan to do well in this tournament. But again, in sport is all about ups and downs, and you need to accept and move on. If you need to give out your best at any given point of time, it was the entire team's endeavor to do well in this series, but that was not so. I'm not trying to give any excuses, but I think the toss plays a very, very, very vital role in a match like this, which I think the toss shouldn't be of any consequence. But here, the toss gives a very undue advantage, and that's the reason why there's a huge change between batting in the first innings and batting in the second innings, and that shouldn't be the case in a very short format like this.
क्रिकेट की खबरों के लिए इंडिया टीवी क्रिकेट यूट्यूब चैनल सब्सक्राइब करें, बेल आइकन दबाएं।